The interference pattern is the visible signature of quantum coherence. The electron is not merely a duality, but a verse in the quantum poem. A trace that exists if and only if the environment preserves its phase. Mark of manifestation. Every manifestation leaves a trace, whether in the sand, in memory, or in the fabric of space-time. Nothing that has vibrated in coherence can dissolve without leaving its mark. In physics, this is called an interference pattern. In ontology, it is the memory of being. The electron, mysterious in its obedience, appears to choose randomly where to impact. But the collective dance reveals something deeper, an intelligence without intention, a coherence that survives collapse. Young's double-slit experiment, 1801, demonstrates that alternating fringes emerge only if the environment does not induce premature decoherence. It is not the electron that knows which way to go, but coherence itself, the echo of the pre-collapse state, that dictates its rhythm. The trace engraved on the screen is not a shadow of the past, but a visible translation of the invisible. The geometric projection of an order that does not disappear but reorganizes, with visibility v quantifying the persistence of coherence. The language of the unobservable. Einstein could not accept chance, insisting, God does not play dice, convinced that hidden order exists in apparent disorder. Bohm, building on this intuition, proposed the implicate order, a reality that does not fragment but unfolds. A symphony whose meaning is preserved in the whole with relational patterns as in Rovelli. The coherential trace is found in the space between the self-folding wave and the particle birthed by its reflection. In the double-slit experiment, the interference pattern arises from the relational process between what was coherent and what manifests, with T2 quantifying phase persistence before decoherence. Each impact is a syllable. The complete poem requires thousands. That poem repeated endlessly demonstrates that coherence does not die with collapse. It reorganizes in frequencies, modulating the universe like a score that continues after the initial strike. Wheelers it from bit resonates here. With information encoded in the coherential trace, the wave disguises itself as matter, and matter condenses from memory. From pre-space to observable field. The electron's apparent trajectory does not traverse a physical path, but a space of possibilities. Position or momentum are local projections of total coherence aspects. 1982 Bell violation experiments reveal the preserved non-local trace. When the wave collapses, it does not choose a slit. It translates into a perceptible coordinate, like a chord that resonates on a string only when plucked, aligned with Penrose's objective reduction as an operational hypothesis. Quantum mechanics formalizes this, but no equation fully explains why interference occurs even without an observer. The coherential trace is thus the principle of conservation of the bond with the possible observable reality, continues coherence rather than replacing it. Driven by the gradient equation, where the gradient of phi sub c equals negative k sub c multiplied by the difference between absolute symmetry and current coherence time. Measurement does not destroy superposition. It projects it to a finite resolution, like a photograph of a symphony, partial but not false. As Bohm stated, reality is not composed of things but of flows that implicate and explain each other. Universal implication is what is called. Pure coherence collapse, then, is the translation of flow into texture, the visible manifestation of what remains an undivided whole. Einstein, Bohm and Maldacena. Three echoes of the same intuition. Einstein asked if reality depends on observation. What happens before observation? Bohm replied, reality relies not on the observer, but on relations. Maldacena, with holographic correspondence, grounded this intuition cosmically. The information of the whole can be encoded on the boundary. A coherential trace in reduced dimensions. The trace is not lost, it changes domain. Quantum vibration becomes gravitational geometry. Flat fields curve into surfaces that conserve the memory of the possible. As in Dvorak and colleagues, 2025 scaling macroscopic trace in circuits. The cosmic hologram is not mere metaphor. It is the reminder that every point contains in cipher the totality of its history, with entanglement entropy measuring preservation. The act of observation does not interrupt coherence. It curves it toward consciousness. The apparent duality, describing wave and particle, is a linguistic concession. There is no true duality, but a coherential two-facedness, two modes of perceiving one phenomenon at different resolutions. Matter does not alternate between states. The observer alternates perspectives. Bohm termed it explicate order, Einstein independent reality. And here it is humbly called the echo of origin, an operational hypothesis of phase conservation. At the moment of impact, as the electron marks the screen, its wave nature does not vanish. It reconfigures into a visible texture. Each point in the interference pattern is an intersection between the possible and the realized. Evidence that the universe is both discrete and continuous, a continuity masked by fragments. Duality here is not opposition, but correspondence. Reality reflects in two mirrors, coherence as the writing of the cosmos. The universe writes with interference, not with words, but with patterns. Every galaxy, every thought, every atomic resonance is a modulation of this primordial script. The electron is not a simple particle, but a syllable in the language of being. Its trace on the detector rhymes with a stanza begun before time. Matter is not the antithesis of vacuum, but its realized poem. Thus, the so-called wave function is not just a mathematical tool. It is the universe's score not yet interpreted. Collapse does not destroy the score, it executes it. All that we observe, measure, think, or feel is the echo of that execution. The residual tremor of a coherence that continues to sing behind the curtain of form. Postulate 3, the coherential trace. No collapsed reality is disconnected from its original coherence. Measurement does not destroy, it translates. Interference is not a mere accident, but the visible writing of pure coherence. Every manifestation conserves the memory of the possible, and every possible seeks its reflection in manifestation. The universe does not fragment into dualities. It vibrates between complementary faces of the same silence. All that vibrates, including ourselves, is coherence remembering itself, driven by K sub C in permissive environments. Each time the electron leaves its trace, the universe remembers itself. Each time a human observes, that memory expands, for consciousness is also interference, a sensitive translation of original coherence. The observed pattern belongs not to the laboratory, but to being itself. Understanding it means not observing from outside, but recognizing oneself in its rhythm. Prediction and falsifiability. This theory predicts that in macroscopic quantum networks, as in Dvorak 2025 with modulation of K sub C via low noise, a persistent interferential trace will be observed with visibility V greater than 0.9, verifiable by phase measurements at Yale. It is falsifiable if patterns emerge without environmental dependence of K sub C, which would contradict the principle.